Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Kayla Myers, Programming Specialist with South by Southwest EDU. Thank you all, for me? No. Thank you all for coming out to cheer on our incredible, who you should be cheering for, really, creative and innovative finalists today. Yeah, there we go, come on. Yeah. The Student Startup Competition here at South by Southwest EDU, powered by WIT, is an opportunity for young entrepreneurs to gain experience and feedback so they can grow their businesses. If you have questions for the finalists during the Q&A portions, you can ask questions through the Engage button on the session page on the South by Southwest EDU Go app for our MCs to select. I also want to thank the Do-Or-Dier Foundation, Diamond Challenge, and Uncharted Learning for supporting the competition. And without further ado, let me introduce our MCs. Sarah Hernhom, founder and president of WIT, who has been coaching and supporting our finalists over these last few months as they've refined their pitches, and Kylie Thorp, founder of Free Roaming.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the South by Southwest EDU Student Startup Competition, powered by WIT. I can't even pretend that I'm not so excited. Sorry, I knew you wanted me on this side. Sorry. I can't pretend that I'm not so excited that we're here in person. Can we just, this is a big deal, everybody. This is like 2 years in the making. It's so exciting to actually be here all together. I just want to kick off by saying thank you to South by Southwest EDU for creating the place, the space, and literally a stage for young people to use their voices and share their ideas. It means so much to me as somebody who advocates for that voice, but I'm going to tell you, I work with young people, and they are really, really appreciative and thankful for this opportunity. I also want to thank you in the audience here with us today, and those of you watching at home. I have no doubt that you are going to be inspired by what you hear today. And just real quick about what you are going to hear today. So you're going to hear from 5 teen businesses, and they're going to pitch for about 5 minutes, and then they're going to have some time for Q&A. And then at the end of those pitches, the judges that we have here with us today are going to go deliberate and choose a winner. And during that time, we have a special surprise for you. We have a teen business that traveled here today to have a one-ish minute pitch from this stage. I know you're going to enjoy it. And then after that, we will announce the winner. You're going to see my co-host and I up here using our phones, taking pictures, taking videos, and we encourage all of you to do the same and to tag South by Southwest EDU and to tag doing_WIT so we can see your behind-the-scenes footage and share it later on. And my next thing that I want to do is to introduce the teen entrepreneur who's next to me today. She's my co-host, Kylie Thorp. She's here with us all the way from New York City. She's a teen entrepreneur with her own business called Free Roaming that she started about a year ago in WIT, and it was a jewelry company, and it's now expanded to include new products. I believe we're going to hear a little bit more about that later today, but I'll turn it over to you.
Hi, everyone. I just want to thank South by Southwest EDU and all of you for being here today. I'm so excited to represent WIT and hear all of the amazing pitches. And so for those of you who don't know my co-host, Sarah Hernhom, she is the founder of WIT, Whatever It Takes, which is an organization that helps teens like me become entrepreneurs and leaders while also earning college credit. She is also the host of the Do It podcast, and she has been helping these teens prep behind the scenes.
And so now we want to introduce you to our judges. Thank you for being here today. I'm going to kick off the introductions with someone who I know pretty well, although it's the first time I've actually met him. Sam Young, he's a teen entrepreneur all the way from Connecticut, here with us today. He's the founder of RestFest. Because you're wearing your product, Sam, I think you should stand up so people can actually see the product. Sam created this vest in response to having a wearable, I guess you would say, a wearable product that will help you deal with stress and anxiety. I know he would love to talk to you about it, so if you're interested in learning more about it, please come up and chat with him later today.
We are also so excited to have Zach Hovarth here. He is the founder of Live a Great Story, which is a lifestyle and media company focused on inspiring people to be the hero in their own story through content, media, and events. And he is the head of strategy at Sticky Marketing and the author of Take Over Your City. And we are pleased that Margarita Geleske from Uncharted Learning is here as well. Margarita believes that entrepreneurship is a necessary mindset that students should have the opportunity to develop in high school, and she has helped establish Incubator EDU, which is Uncharted Learning's signature entrepreneurship program that's run in schools across the country.
All right, can we give our judges a round of applause? We also want to thank the Do-Or-Dier Foundation. You'll hear more from our partner there. He couldn't be here today because he tore his Achilles. So that's really, I said, we're not going to pretend that you didn't want to be here because I know how much you wanted to be here. So you'll hear a little bit later from him from the Do-Or-Dier Foundation on a video that we have. So now, after all those introductions, it's time to start the show. The reason that you're all here to hear from our young entrepreneurs. Our first team that we have is Team Accordia Power. Now, we asked our teens to tell us a fun fact about them before we brought them out on stage because there's more to them than just being a teenager and running a business. Okay, so Ethan, one of the co-founders, is an entrepreneur, but he's also a pilot. And I know that yesterday when he came to our meeting, we had like a meetup dinner, he had just flown a plane. And when I asked him, what are you going to do tomorrow to celebrate your participation in the student startup competition? He said, I'm going to go flying afterwards. So that's what he does when he's not running his business. And his co-founder, Ryan, also enjoys working on car audio systems in his free time. And we are excited to welcome both of them to the stage.
We've all been there. You're outside working on your lawn with a corded tool, and bam, the cord comes unplugged. I think we all know what's wrong with the traditional extension cord because they're just limited by their design. They're never as long as you need them to be, and they get tangled super easily, leading to hours of frustrating and tedious work. These days, if you want electric tools, you either have to deal with the extension cord or pay an arm and a leg for wireless tools. Here at Accordia, we are trying to transform your corded experience into a cordless one without you having to pay an outrageous price to replace your tools that already work. Our product is a battery backpack that sits on your back and acts as a portable outlet to power all wired tools, such as outdoor lawn care tools, as well as indoor appliances like steam mops and vacuum cleaners. We provide cordless convenience for the tools you already own, all that in a package that doesn't sacrifice battery life or power output. It's time to stop letting your tools control you. Instead, it's time for you to take control of them. Now, if you're wondering why anyone would go about starting a business like this, let's go back to 2 years ago when the idea for Accordia was first born. This is me back in 2020. I was 16 years old, had just bought a truck, and decided to start a side hustle mowing lawns while I was working full time. However, I ran into one really big problem right off the bat. When I was on a job, it wasn't the lawn mowing that was taking me the longest. It was dealing with that stupid extension cord. From unraveling it, to raveling it back up, to walking around a corner and having it unplug on me. We all know what that's like, and we all know how inconvenient it really is. So that's when I thought to myself, why does the house have to be the source of power? And why can't I take it along with me? That's when it hit me. Accordia was born.
Right. So why does the house have to be the source of the power? That's a question we've asked ourselves here at Accordia, and a question our closest competitor, Goal Zero, has asked themselves. Goal Zero creates a cooler-sized electric generator that holds all of the. It's a mobile power solution for the question we've asked, right? Instead of plugging into the house, you plug it into their generator. Except their generator is 30 pounds and is not mobile like we'd want. At Accordia, we create this mobile power backpack. This backpack is very comfortable, portable, and it creates a cordless experience for the corded tools that you already own. We plan to sell these backpacks for $500, manufacture them for $370, and sell them for a profit margin of 26%. We plan to sell this backpack off of Amazon as well as off of the website that we've created, and we plan to market this backpack towards people who go camping, as well as towards any indoor appliances that you will have inside or outside of your house. I'd like to imagine a world where I could vacuum in my entire house and never worry about plugging it into the wall and getting it yanked out as I'm going around the corner, or get it stuck on the couch. Never again. Last year, we won a pitch competition, and we got $1,000 from that. And this year, we fundraised an additional $600 to help us create a product, file an LLC, and create a website. And so going back to this product, I'd like to show it to you now. It has a hard shell, and it composes of batteries down here, as well as an inverter up top. And on the inverter, there are 210 outlets, as well as 2 USB ports. So it can plug in anything that you can plug into the wall or to a charger. I'd like to also point out how it has 2 pads as well as padded adjustable straps so that anybody can wear it comfortably. The idea of Accordia is that you can plug in anything to a wall. So to demonstrate that, with the press of a button, you can turn it on. And if I can get it right, you can turn it on and plug in anything and power whatever you need.
If you want to see this awesome product come to market, we are going to need your help to get there. That's why we stand before you today with an ask. We're seeking $38,000 in exchange for 5% of our company. This money is going to go towards things like research and development so that we can arrive at the final iteration of our product, as well as things like marketing costs so that we can make our consumers aware of the convenience that the Capacipack really provides to them. We envision, with your help, a truly wireless world, and we can make the extension cord a thing of the past. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. I mean, let's give them another round of applause as the first team to go. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to go first, but now you're done. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to the judges. I'll just start. Zach, do you have any questions? Or let me see if Zach, do you have any comments?
How exactly are you planning to manufacture it? Like the plan for the profit margin and the costs? What does that look like?
So right now, we plan to bring in components and then assemble it all in-house. That's one of the things in our ask is we need manufacturing space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we broke down all the numbers really with exactly how much money we need to manufacture this product and bring it to market, like we said, with that first iteration. So yeah, manufacturing space is one of the biggest components in that $38,000.
I'm just curious. When you spoke to potential customers, what was their biggest pain point? Yes, I get the electric cord. I've cut them off many times, snow blowing my driveway, so I understand that. But in terms of the other more mobile options, what makes this distinctive versus what people are doing now?
What's really cool about that question, and I love this, is it kind of demonstrates the versatility of our backpack, right? So not only is it does it serve that pain point, which originally sparked that idea of not wanting to use an extension cord, but it can be used also as a portable power source, right? Mm-hmm. So it really hits the pain point of all power needs, you could say, right? So, phone runs low on battery, use our backpack to plug it in. Need to power something on a camping or glamping trip. That's exactly what you would use our backpack for. So when we were surveying customers, that's exactly what they told us. We actually had a question that was like, what do you see yourself using this product for? And we got a ton of different responses. Basically anywhere where there's not a power outlet, our product served them in that situation, if that answers your question.
If I could ask one more follow-up question.
Of course.
Because something similar that I see around in the neighborhood all the time, landscapers who are using basically gas-powered tools to do things like leaf clearing, leaf blowing. I see the potential of this being, one, a quieter alternative to the gas-powered leaf blowers, but two, is it greener? Is it more eco-friendly than using fossil fuels?
I certainly would think so. One of the things that we have in here, I think, if my dad's right, it's Tesla batteries that are powering these. It's actual individual battery cells that we wired together. And if you remember, Elon went through this whole thing where he was under fire for, I guess he had cobalt batteries, and you're not supposed to have those. Mm-hmm. But these are, I guess, cutting edge technology. There's the lithium ion batteries. They're the newest ones, the newest of the new. And exactly, you're not powering a gas motor to leaf blow. It's an electric battery.
Well, I applaud you for pushing the envelope, and I encourage you to think about some perhaps higher order, more distinctive benefits that I think you offer. Your turn.
All right, Sam, do you have any questions?
Yeah. So when it comes to marketing the product, do you plan on doing social media, in-person marketing? And when it comes to selling it, are you selling it on your website, planning to sell it in Home Depot or Lowe's?
Yeah, so that's something we kind of went through when we were initially thinking about the marketing budget, right? We do want to sell through different avenues. So one, yes, with our website, which we already have the domain to, but we would love to partner with, like you said, Home Depot, because I feel like that's a lot of where our target market really is. And, along with that, going back to how we're going to market it, I think really live demos are the best way to convey how our product should be used. So that's something we're going to be definitely moving towards when it comes to marketing, is showing people our product live in front of them so that they can really experience the convenience it provides.
And that's one thing I'd like to add on to is a lot of the people that I've talked to, they've always had the question, how long does it last? How heavy is it? And I weighed this morning. This is 13 pounds. It's not heavy. You can comfortably wear it for a while. And the batteries on here, I think, can power something. Of course, it matters on what you're charging and how are you using it, but I think it will last for hours. So it's something that you hear about, and people intuitively like, oh, well, it's batteries. It's going to be hot on your back. It's going to be heavy. It's not going to last long enough, but it will.
All right, thank you, Team Accordia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats to Accordia for kicking off the competition on such a great note. So next up is AUesome, and so we have some more fun facts. So when they aren't working on AUesome, Isabella is a wrestler for her school team, and Anshul plays percussion and piano at his school's wind ensemble. So let's bring them to the stage and hear more about AUesome.
Hi there, I'm Anshul.
And I'm Isabella, and we are AUesome LLC, a social enterprise with the mission of bridging the digital and physical worlds of at-home therapy, one kit at a time.
Despite 1 in 54 children having autism spectrum disorder in the US, 50% of those with severe ASD only have access to school-based treatment, and a striking 17% have no access to any treatment whatsoever.
Existing therapies for neurodivergent children, such as ABA or occupational therapy, are expensive in terms of both time and money, costing more than $100 an hour, are non-continuous, and lack parental involvement, and they are often also exclusively made in only clinical or school settings.
In a $3.78 billion market, these existing systems reveal that current treatments for children with autism are centered around treating the condition itself, but few services on the market are aimed at eliminating the barriers to receiving treatment to begin with.
And after interviewing and forming a board of advisor with parents, therapists, as well as professors from various universities, we have identified inaccessibility to autism therapy services, as well as low parental involvement, as the two driving barriers preventing neurodivergent children from seeking proper and clinical therapy.
AUesome addresses all these limitations by reinventing the therapy process using a therapy kit accompanied by a digital guidance application and app. First, we consolidate and CAD clinically proven therapy tools and activities used by therapists, such as TheraPressure brushes for sensory training or closement activities for dexterity and fine motor skills, into a therapy kit delivered to educators and parents who assist their students and child with over 10 of our activities.
Next, we have designed an online guidance platform where parents can access guidance videos to learn how to conduct therapy with their children. This makes therapy accessible both inside and outside the classroom, allows for remote continuous therapy, and increased parental involvement. Try it out for yourselves by going to dashboard.auesome.co and use the kit ID SXSW in lowercase.
Finally, after 3 iterations, we designed an accompanying AUesome app. The app provides users with cognitive games and diagnostic, as well as quizzes and ways to retain attention. Also, parents can receive updates on when their child is ready for a new kit, to create a monthly subscription-based model for a kit, and comfort the parents that the child is showing signs of progression.
The three key components to successful at-home therapy are parent-implemented intervention, personalization, as well as hands-on training. AUesome's value comes from its kit consolidation, increased accessibility, as well as its integration with modern technology. We've compared AUesome's offerings to other play kits and apps, such as Meida, Autismo, and Spectrum Surprise, which are either restricted only to play kits without therapeutic components or apps without any hands-on components, and AUesome is the only company that provides all of these critical aspects.
Our kits help both families who already have access to therapy, as well as families who don't have access to therapy. The screenshot shown here is an email from an elementary school teacher requesting for AUesome materials for her students with autism. Her email, however, for parents it is difficult to get help at home with ABA or communication systems, which are expensive, demonstrates a gap in current providings for parents to get help at home, and the value our product has even for those who already have access to therapy.
AUesome sells both business to business as well as business to customer, with our customer base consisting primarily of parents, therapists, educators, as well as center-based treatment facilities. Each kit has a production cost of around $6.72 and is priced at $15 per kit, giving us a gross profit margin of 55.2%.
AUesome has received over $3,500 in funding from both crowdfunding and competitions. We have distributed over 215 kits to both families and organizations, run a blog series on our website, have an Instagram at AUesome.co and a user community, and maintain a parent ambassador program with over 11 signups. We were international topical winners of the Diamond Challenge and are ongoing finalists at the NFTE World Series of Innovation and received 4 pitch awards at the LaunchX Entrepreneurship Program. We've also been featured on over 15 news channels, including CBS and Think Kindness, and we're trending on Google News.
Leia, an AUesome parent user, said, "It was well thought out and did well focusing on all things cognitively and occupationally. It's feedback like this, as well as photos of children using our AUesome kits, as you can see on the slide, that motivate us to bring AUesome kits to families across the world. And here's our ask. If you're an educator who works with children on the spectrum or a parent of a neurodiverse child, we'd love to collaborate with you and bring AUesome kits to your children or students."
So join us on our journey to make therapy more accessible, one kit at a time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Team AUesome. I think our judges do they have sample kits that you provided? Do you want to explain what they're looking at? Because I know the audience can't see everything.
Yes, so we have provided to our judges examples of our phase 2 kits. So that's the example of the kits that we sent 215 out to families on the spectrum. So inside the kits, you'll see clothespins, you'll see TheraPressure brushes, you'll see the push bubbles, you'll see all of our activities in there, and these are all very focused on both fine motor skills as well as communication skills.
And to add on, those activities are used by therapists in the clinical setting. And also you receive a paper that has a kit ID that you can enter on your dashboard to access activities tailored to your activities in the physical kit.
Great. Sam, do you have any questions?
Yeah. So when it comes to a supplier for all of these products, do you have a sole supplier or multiple different suppliers? How do you assemble each kit each month or each time you make one?
Yes, so for the kits you see in front of you, we assembled those at home. We're really looking to go to our next phase of kit production as well. Those are kind of our beta testing kits as well. So for those activities, we're really looking to form like a subscription-based model with more personalized activities, with activities that we design ourselves, and for that we'll need like a more explicit and specific manufacturing process. So we're working out in the details of those, but for the kits you have in front of you and the ones we've sent out so far, they've just been manufactured at home via our home garage.
Yeah, right. It sounds like you're doing WIT at home, just making it happen as a startup. Sam, did you have an additional question?
Yeah, my second question was, how do you pick new products each time you do a new box based on what you did last month?
Yeah, so our activities are we have a selection per kit that have specific activities in them, and if parents want, they can also request for specific activities, and also we hope to implement progress tracking where it's more complicated activities used in these therapy activities are kept in the kit every single month to get more progressively challenging for this child to learn more things.
Just to quickly add on to that, the ones you have in front of you, we specifically designed for children aged 2 to 6 years old, and that's kind of where we started out for our starting point. But for the subscription-based model, we'll also look to increase to a wider age range and adapt our kits to follow along with the child as they develop.
All right, Zach, do you have any questions?
think
Comments?
one of mine is about barrier to entry. It seems like you did research your competitors, but it seems like there's not much to start like somebody else with a lot of money and the same access to the information. So like what's your plan for that, and how are you going to overcome that or challenge, like keep people from starting up really quickly and basically taking your idea?
That's a great question. We actually received a very similar question at another competition we participated in, Diamond Challenge, and they asked us about our very close competitor in terms of the kit development following along neurotypical children, not autism or neurodiverse, but they are called KiwiCo, and they design very similar kind of kit ideas. And then we were asked how we would differentiate ourselves if they were to jump into the market. And the way that we address this is that we actually have catered our activities and are looking to develop our own activities as well that'd be unique to AUesome. But beyond that, inspired that question, we were also pushed to create a provisional patent application, which we're currently working on to kind of hold and make this our intellectual property, the idea of putting therapy activities into a kit.
Okay, we have 1 minute left do you have a question, Margarita?
I'm just curious at the price point. I don't think I heard that.
Yeah, so our kits are priced at $15, and that includes shipping.
Okay. And in terms of your distribution channels, I heard that you have had input from therapists. Would any of them be willing to start you off in terms of these being great leave-behinds, in essence, with families who are just starting treatments?
Yes, so we've contacted a lot of therapists, and we're hoping to develop our kits alongside with them, but also make our kits something they can use with their patients. So that's why therapists and center-based treatment facilities are also some of our major customer segments, because we're hoping that they will be able to use the AUesome kits and also recommend more specific lines and pathways to their patients as well.
Okay. All right, thank you, Team AUesome, for being so awesome. All right, go ahead. Well done. Well done. You did it. Kylie, you have a pretty awesome company. Do you want to tell them what you do?
Yes, sure. So my business is Free Roaming, and I sell jewelry, and I'm soon expanding to other products like tote bags. And I connected my business to one of my favorite places, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So 15% of the profits that I make actually go toward creating a safer environment for the wildlife out there, because the profits go toward helping remove abandoned fences.
Are you wearing your product right now?
I actually am. So it's this necklace. It's called the Zip Necklace, and I can show you in person after.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so next up, we are excited to introduce the founder of Cortex Wellness. If there was an award for traveling the furthest distance, she would win it. She's here with us today all the way from Dubai.
Hello, how are we all feeling today? We're feeling good? Awesome. Well, I might have to put a bit of bummer on that. I'm about to tell you a story of 15-year-old Tanya. Tanya was upset about her low grades, but she never actually told anyone. And nobody found out until she died by suicide. And she's not alone. In fact, approximately 1 in 6 youth made a suicide plan in 2019, according to the CDC. And it's not that schools just don't care about this. They care. It's just that they don't have the infrastructure in place to do so adequately. And I noticed that affecting my friends, which is why I built a website to facilitate remote counselor communication. And with its success, I realized I could do so much more. Fast forward, and Cortex Wellness was born. Beyond my group of friends, I want to target students and schools across Dubai. How on earth are you going to do that, Afra? Okay, I'll tell you. We have 2 ways, B2C and B2B. So B2C means direct to consumer, because I was so sick of trying to reach a school admin and trying to get into schools. It took forever to actually make any benefit for the students. So 2 ways. 1, community. We host weekly meetups in person or virtually to create a safe space for teens to talk about their mental health. The second way is a resource hub, which we're curating and creating on our Instagram, Discord, and our website. Our second channel, B2B, because we still realize we can make a huge impact once we actually get into schools. 2 ways, a digital platform. And the first thing we do is we connect students to the school's counselor. Because A, students don't even know there's a school counselor, and B, they don't know how to get to them. Second way we're doing that is gamified data collection. Micro level, this allows a counselor to provide their students with more targeted care. Macro level, a particular school can target their pain points. For example, if one school had high rates of eating disorders, we can target body positivity in their school's culture. Let's talk money, shall we? B2C, $10 per month per person, and then B2B, $3,000 per school per year. What have we done so far? All right, so we've received over 11 recognitions, including first place at the Harvard Innovation Challenge, Company of the Year from Junior Achievements in Jazz UAE, and most recently, the Women in Tech $20,000 Grant Award in the UAE. We've held over 20 plus sessions. We've made over 14 partnerships. We've reached a live audience of over 2,800 plus students. And our favorite statistic is how many people love us. So 93% of parents say they want Cortex in their school. 84% of students say that it would benefit their mental health. We've also had over 1,500 website hits. So, to Kalam, Empower, Pure-Minded, Mind Tales, Safe Space, Fitki Health, I'm not expecting you to remember all that, but these are our local competitors, and of course the brick and mortar psychological service centers. But the only thing I want you to know is that none of them are both, or all three, student and school-centered, digital, but still human, and by youth, for youth, most importantly. So, the numbers speak for themselves, I think. I'm gonna ask you to subscribe. Go to our website and put your email down onto our newsletter. You can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at cortex.wellness. And you can email and phone us if you want. Introduce us to your friends, introduce us to your schools, introduce us to your communities, help us help more people. Thank you, South by Southwest team, for giving me the stage, and thank you, judges, for being here. And thank you, Sarah, at WIT.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Margarita, do you have any question?
I do. I totally applaud that you're tackling this problem literally head on, because it will be something that is with us that I think the pandemic exacerbated, and it'll be here a while. I would love you to share more, though, about what is the actual service that you're providing. Give us an example, and a follow-up question to that is, to what extent are mental health professionals involved in that service?
All right. So let me just go back a few slides, if I can do that. Okay. So I'll just show you visually exactly. Awesome. Okay, cool. So I'll explain to you the one on the bottom left corner, book an appointment. So what that does is it's essentially like a booking system, a really simple thing that I hacked together, where students at the school, that's the first thing I did. That was my MVP launch at my school that I did for my friends, because nobody knew there was a counselor and nobody knew how to get to her. So essentially it's like, it puts a picture, puts her bio, and it allows students to book an appointment with her virtually. So it gives them the Zoom link, it sends an email, and that's just one of the ways that we're helping students.
Just to clarify, you're saying that they're booking with the counselor at their school,
right? Exactly.
So the school adopts the program, and then the students know how to access that, and then sign up for the counseling services at the school through your app. And why do they have to go through the app versus just, if the counselor's on your campus, can't they just go on to the counselor?
Right. 2 reasons. So one, stigma. So this is for Dubai. I know stigma is also an issue here in the US, but it's huge in the UAE. People really don't want anyone to know if they're struggling with their mental health. So even if my counselor was standing right over there, I would not want to walk up to her if I was in Dubai. So making it virtual, making it online, making it accessible, making it private is something that Cortex offers.
All right. Sam, do you have a question?
Sure. How are you planning to expand your business beyond the UAE?
Right, awesome. So right now I wanted to start off by okay, I'm just gonna do it all across the world. Every student, every school in the world is gonna have Cortex. It's gonna be awesome. But I realized that I needed to start niche and actually help the community around me really, really well. And so I do have plans, of course, to go beyond Dubai. So it's Dubai, then the UAE, GCC, and then the world, of course. But I think that plan is it's in a 5-year kind of timeline, not right now.
All right, wonderful. Zach, do you have a question?
I'm good.
You're good?
You're good? Sure.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Well done.
Thank you.
That was another great pitch. So let's take a moment to check in with our audience. So go ahead and turn to the person that you're sitting next to and share with them your favorite pitch so far.
Tell me your favorite moment so far, your favorite pitch so far, and get to know the person next to you because we're in person.
Yeah, make sure that I feel like, and that's a lot of these executives, like really big things, a lot of them like they danced around like they're like the idea that we're solving is so good. Like, how are we doing solving company called You Will, and one of their spokespeople people for this hosting it is DMC, Run DMC, exactly. We listen to it. I mean, I think the problem for most of these businesses, like that the solve is pretty clear. It just doesn't seem like some of them are being super direct. Like as a judge, you want to hear the problem and the solution. You should be able to say that to someone.
Hey, we definitely love hearing you talk. It's so fun to see you connecting and getting to know each other, and I hope you continue after the event. But we've got I think 2 teams left, 3, counting our fun fast pitch that we have for you. So we are going to bring up the next person. I'll let you introduce them, Kylie.
Yes, so next to the stage is Fia Technologies. And so a fun fact about one of the founders, Izzy, is that he DJ'd the Illinois State Boxing Championship as a 6th grade student. And co-founder Emma loves to travel and plans to hit all 50 states in her lifetime. So let's bring them to the stage. Yay.
Good afternoon, I'm Emma.
And I'm Izzy. And we founded Fia during the COVID-19 pandemic to address historical changes to the job market. According to a Bureau of Labor Statistics report, in our home state of Indiana, there's more than 1 open job for each unemployed resident. If we can match even a fraction of open positions to people searching for work, not only will we launch a substantial business, but the ripple effect of our placements could positively impact our nation's economy for decades to come.
This is Max. Max struggled with recruitment issues as recruiters often refuse to take commission-only based sales positions, leaving teams feeling like their hands are tied as they struggle to fill vacancies. There's a constant need for new sales representatives. As we looked at the recruitment process, we realized it's inefficient, expensive, and ineffective, hence the high turnover rate.
Now, Max is a founder just like me. He launched his business and sought out commission-based sales reps as his growth strategy. Except, he couldn't get the talent that he needed to scale. That's when we introduced our solution, and Max came on as our first user shortly thereafter. We began revving our candidate generation engine, bringing Max a total of 57 candidates and 4 commission-only hires in just 30 days. In less than a month, we were able to achieve Max's entire 2022 annual hiring goal.
Now you may be wondering how Max's story is possible. Well, Fia flips the recruitment process backwards, utilizing social automation technology to prospect, connect, and contact qualified applicants. Once in our pipeline, applicants take our pre-hire assessment. The results of this assessment are benchmarked against the particular workforce to predict high performers. Now, it's important to note this is not a one-size-fits-all prediction, as algorithms are specifically tailored to the product, structure, and culture of a particular team. We believe that doing so will lead to better fit and more efficient hires.
Now, I'll be the first to admit, the tech sales recruiting place does have other players. There's traditional recruiters that are expensive and slow, or technologies like Seekout, Eightfold, and Cynthia that might not specialize in sales, but help solve part of the problem. We're coming in as one of the first technologies to ever specialize on sales development representative positions while heavily undercutting traditional recruiters.
Fia works faster and smarter than a recruiter, drawing upon data to make decisions rather than the subjective status quo. Fia is also one of the only recruitment softwares to both source and sort applicants based on the particular workforce.
Fia is a business-to-business software as a service startup, and we charge a monthly subscription of $1,500 that we would estimate our average customer lifetime value is about $30,000. We anticipate that we'll be able to acquire new users at an average rate of $2,500, and our expenses are otherwise incredibly low as we run incredibly lean. We have sales and marketing expenses, web hosting, and virtual employee salaries that add to only a total monthly burn rate of $200. We recently received a pre-seed venture capital investment from Elevate Ventures, making us some of the youngest venture-backed founders at a company valuation of $1.5 million.
We have also conducted over 100 customer interviews that have led to the development of our fully operational web app used by Max, the pilot user. Fia continues to progress as we refine our software and schedule demos. As we are continuously refining our business model and technology, the most valuable thing we can ask for is insight and connectedness. If you or someone you know is a technology startup founder or tech sales leader, we'd love to connect. Also, if you represent a university and are interested in bringing our entrepreneurial talent and startup to your campus, please connect with us. Thank you for the opportunity to pitch at South by Southwest EDU powered by WIT. We look forward to meeting you.
Well done. Thank you so much. I'll kick it off with the questions from Margarita.
Fantastic. Congratulations on really using your time well during the pandemic. So hats off to you on that one, and as well as your seed funding. I'm just curious, you presented some competitors. I'm not as well versed in those as I am with, let's say, Indeed or LinkedIn.
Sure.
How and why are you better than those options?
We are coming in and we're automating that recruitment process. So we're a lot closer to a traditional recruitment firm that you might outsource your hiring, rather than a tool like Indeed Recruiter or Indeed or a LinkedIn Recruiter that is a tool that aids you in your hiring. We're automating everything from the talent sourcing all the way up until that interview and using technology to help automate it and make data-driven decisions.
Okay.
All right, Sam.
So how do you collect the data on your applicants? And when a company finds an applicant that they like, do you suggest doing an in-person interview? How does that work through your algorithm?
We collect data through, we have a sales assessment that our applicants take. And then based on those results, we look at the particular workforce, say the company that we're working for, and we compare the data they have to the predicted, to the people that have performed well at their company. We compare that data they have through the sales assessment to them, and that's how we predict.
Okay. And was there a second part to that? I can't remember.
No, that answered my question. Thank you.
All right, Zach.
So the automation process, what does that actually mean? Like, who's coding that? What is the development? What's the timeline of that? Obviously, there's like AI, right, is a good buzzword, but actually, how are you actually doing that?
Sure. So kind of funny enough, we partnered with a local high school that has a big artificial intelligence club. And we said, hey, if you help us develop this, we'll buy you guys pizzas and you can put it on a resume. So it's a win-win situation. They're doing all of our back-end development, and then we're doing some of the front-end development. In terms of what that actually looks like, we're gathering all of that data and then comparing that to the existing teams at these companies, trying to pick out key indicators of high performers. And then we have a pool of about 2,500 active SDR job seekers on our platform that are in our pool getting considered for every new position that comes up.
I mean, I kind of love that adult entrepreneurs and teen entrepreneurs are still like paying the currency of pizza. Like food does work to get people to do
It
things.
does. And free
We have-
T-shirts.
Yes. We have time. We've got 1 minute for a question. Margarita, it looked like you were heading to your microphone.
I'd like a follow-up. So is there any sort of follow-up with the companies that you match a sales talent or whatever talent with? Are you compensated for how long that employee stays, or how does that work?
So it's funny you ask. One of the competitors, or not competitors, one of the companies we worked with, Max, we brought him the 4 hires, and to this day, almost 5 months later, all 4 hires are still at his company, and they just paid our monthly subscription, and we have not set up anything at this moment that complies for the months following.
Yeah.
So you're compensated just on that point of hire?
Correct.
Not based upon how long that
Correct.
person
But
stays?
we're open to other, alternative ways to do that. Yeah. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well done. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a lot of adults in the room, and I'm sure there's a lot of adults watching, and I just want us to aren't we just all so impressed by what these young people are doing? I'm seeing the head nods in the audience, and teens, I just want you to know that I know you've been working so hard. You've been working with WIT for the last 3 months, but you've been also working for months prior to working with us on these businesses, and that there are adults in this room right now, whether they have been able to say it or not, obviously they haven't been able to say it because we haven't asked them, are inside going, holy cow, I'll say that word. Like this is amazing that people at this age are building these types of businesses. So just know that you're impressing and inspiring people as you come to this stage and as you step outside your comfort zone. And I know that I've seen you step outside your comfort zone, and I know that hasn't always been easy for you. I mean, can you share with them some of the things that you've done that have been you getting a little bit uncomfortable?
Yeah, I remember doing my first TV interview and being really nervous about it, but then it was really cool to see the impact of that. So yeah, but on to our final pitch, let's welcome Guardial to the stage. Fun fact is that mahi has the same name as a type of Hawaiian fish, mahi-mahi, which is why she's vegetarian. And a fun fact about Harish is that he is celebrating a first today. Even though he lives in Austin, this is his first South by Southwest EDU. So let's welcome them to the stage.
Imagine you, your daughter, your sister, or your niece. She's walking back to her car in an empty parking lot at night, all alone. Instinctively, she has this feeling like someone's following her. Now, she can't call 911. They wouldn't come based on her gut feeling. She can't call you. She's not in physical danger at the moment and wouldn't want you to worry over nothing. So her only option is to walk faster and just hope her instincts are false. So raise your hand if you or your loved ones have ever experienced this fear anywhere. How many times have you ignored or even chided yourself for feeling this way? Well, you're not alone. 8 out of 10 women have been in fear of being sexually assaulted. And for a completely valid reason, as every 68 seconds, 1 American is sexually assaulted. I've experienced this fear on myself, and at my high school, a girl ended her life due to sexual harassment. So I ask you, is it fair that we as women live our lives in fear, always looking over our shoulders?
The following problems in harassment crimes are extremely overlooked. First, helplessness. Current solutions don't give women the ability to take action when they feel unsafe before the threat is confirmed, aka to act on instinct. Next, isolation. Appearing to be alone makes individuals an easier target for potential harassers. And finally, distractions. Making a phone call or trying to message friends makes users lose focus and awareness of their surroundings.
At Guardial, our mission is to empower women to take control of their safety. Guardial is a proactive safety app for women. So here's how Guardial works. As soon as I download Guardial, I input my contacts, a network of friends and family that I trust. Sometime later, as I'm in an alley or I'm in an Uber and I feel uneasy. So I decided to trigger the Guardial call, an incoming simulated phone call meant to deter onlookers. This call can function as a general deterrent or as an excuse to leave risky situations. For example, hey, I'll see you soon. I have to take this call. If the situation escalates, I can always interact with the color-coded buttons present within the call. If I tap on the yellow button, it sends a preset message to all my contacts with my location. If I tap on the red button, it takes me to a real live phone call with my most trusted contact, or 911. And green, representing my safety, ends the phone call. Now, whether I tap yellow or red, audio and video automatically begin recording for evidence. 54% of harassment victims are women ages 18 to 34, and Guardial caters to these 43 million women in the US. As students and young adults, these women want to feel safe in their daily experiences, whether that be meeting someone for the first time or riding public transportation. In fact, in a survey taken with 300 members from our target market, 2 out of every 3 women said that they would download Guardial.
So what makes Guardial different? First, Guardial is proactive. Current safety apps such as Noonlight, Be Safe, and Circle of 6 don't offer a preventative measure. Via the Guardial call, which acts as a deterrent, Guardial empowers users to take control of the situation based on instinct instead. Next, Guardial is discreet. Its ability to discreetly deter onlookers, contact help, and record evidence allow users to feel more comfortable when using it, as opposed to outright calling 911 or using pepper spray. And finally, it's versatile. With the incoming simulated phone call, the Guardial call, and the color-coded alert buttons, users can combat various levels of harassment. Now, let's talk business. Guardial uses a freemium pricing model where premium users pay $2.99 a month for access to bonus features such as a larger contacts list, the ability to record audio and video, and access to an exclusive community group. Additionally, our team has conducted market research and customer validation with over 350 women through testing with prototypes, and we've raised $15,000 in equity-free funding, and we've used $900 to develop our version 1.0, which can be accessed privately. And later this month, we plan to launch the first public version of Guardial on app stores.
So I ask all of you to join us in this revolution so that not one more woman has to ever doubt her instincts or look over her shoulders. This starts right now, right here, with all of you in this room.
Thank you, South by Southwest EDU, for this opportunity to showcase our business, and thank you, Sarah and Whit, for all the mentorship we've received these past 2 weeks. Please scan the QR code to test our version 1.0, share it with your friends, and give us honest feedback. Our goal is to get 100 people to test our app in the next 48 hours.
And remember, when something feels off, Guardial is on.
I'm just gonna, before we get to questions, I'm just gonna pause because I want to help you get those numbers. So I'd like to see some cell phones popping up so we can get people to start checking out your app. Remember, they want the feedback. I've talked to this team behind the scenes. Feedback is so valuable. So whether it's you giving the feedback or somebody you know who might be a good candidate of using this product, they're very open to that. They're not just saying that. They really do want your feedback. All right, I'll turn it over to our judges. Well done. We'll start with Margarita.
Okay, great. And in the Year of the Woman, and the day after the day after celebrating women's contributions, I totally applaud the identification of this problem and a potential solution. So well done, well done. I've got a question. In your interviews with customers, what was the most surprising thing that you discovered about this problem, this potential solution?
I think one of the most surprising things was that there weren't actually that many alternatives that really relied on the woman's instinct. Most of them just based it on whether the threat was confirmed or whether for sure that they knew that someone was going to attack them. But I think that we owe it to all women that we should not doubt our instincts. And I think that's what we're trying to solve here. And that was surprising that so many people agreed with us on that.
May I ask, gentlemen?
Yes, please.
Ask a follow-up question?
Yeah,
here?
go for it.
So what are the solutions that women, or frankly anyone these days, man or woman, walking down the street when they feel potentially threatened, what do they do now?
So a lot of them try to call their parents, but as we know, a lot of times parents don't pick up, or sometimes it's not very comfortable to say, hey, you know, I'm feeling unsafe and I don't know what to do. They'll just like worry extra. And I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of times they carry pepper spray. You know, they're having knuckles between their hands. And like we're taught all these things as women, you know, tie up your hair. I mean, don't tie up your hair so you're not easy to grab. So it's all these mini tips, but there's not a real confirmed solution. That's what we're trying to do with Guardial.
Wonderful, thank you. Sam.
So my question was, in the moment of feeling unsafe, does your app rely on cell service, or does the call need to be, do you need to open the app and go through a process, or how quick is it? Do you rely on cell service or Wi-Fi? How does that work?
Yeah, so I got it. This app does not rely on Wi-Fi, and it's completely independent of our servers, so we don't collect any data, and it's all on the user's end. And so they don't need to have a guaranteed access to Wi-Fi. And the call itself can be triggered. Is your question about triggering the call as well?
Yes.
All right. So essentially, to trigger the call, you hold down your finger on the home screen, and then as soon as you want the call to come in, you let go. And so it gives the user complete control on when they want the call to come in. And as in terms of the call itself, the audio, everything regarding the call, there's no need for Wi-Fi or anything like that.
All right, wonderful. Zach, do you have any questions, comments?
Just kind of building on actually the use of it. So you open the app, there's a button, and you hold that down. And then if you let that go, then those green, red,
Yeah,
yellow.
let me clear that up a bit.
Yeah.
So when you tap the hold button on the home screen, the app goes dark. It's like a blank screen, black, so it doesn't look like you're on a Guardial app or anything. And then as soon as you let go, that could be like 5 seconds after or even 2 hours after, then the call will start to come in with the ringtone and the caller ID display screen.
Does that make sense, Zach, or do you have a follow-up question to that?
Yeah, and then, but that mock-up for the John, that's inside of the app?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions from the judges?
One last one. Is there a GPS, some sort of location notification so that when you hit the red exclamation point, if you tied it to emergency services, do they know where you are?
So currently, we're not currently tied to emergency services. Essentially what Red does, it hyperlinks a phone call. And so if you put 911 as one of your contacts and you tap Red, it will automatically take you to that phone call. And we also do have a big goal of being able to connect with those services because obviously that's super huge. But there's a lot of legal and technical aspects related to that, but we're definitely researching and would like to implement that as a part of our growth plan.
So as a user, I need to be really confident that the friends that I put as contacts on this app are really twitchy and are always on their phone.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
But we know teens are. We know teens are, yeah. And you did say that you could link it to 911 though, right? That can be, that's what I want to make sure, that can be one of your contacts, which we know they will answer, correct? Yeah. Okay. All right, wonderful. Let's give them a round of applause. Well done. I love it. Everyone's hands are sweaty. They're so nervous. So great. Okay, so we are now going to have the judges deliberate. And while they do that, I have a very special treat in store for all of you. So as you may know, my name is Sarah Hernhom. I'm the founder of WIT, and I work with teen entrepreneurs around the world, and I do that in different ways. But one of the things that's really important to me as an entrepreneur, and that I really think is important in fostering in young entrepreneurs, is the idea and the truth that we go further together. In entrepreneurship, it can be incredibly competitive, even as an adult entrepreneur. And what I think is really important is to realize that when we collaborate, especially in the space of youth entrepreneurship, we can help even more young people. And I was really impressed by this team that I'm going to bring to the stage in a moment. They were not chosen as finalists, and you know what they did right away when they were an alternate. So in case somebody couldn't attend, they were going to step in. From the very beginning, I saw this team lift up the finalists by sharing their businesses on Instagram, by sharing their television appearances, by sharing their podcast guest appearances. And I thought, who are these teens that are doing so much for these other teen entrepreneurs? And I was so impressed by their willingness to lift others up with an effort to get people to take youth entrepreneurs seriously, they thought, well, if we can't be in the spotlight, we're going to put other teens in the spotlight. I'm so grateful to South by Southwest EDU for agreeing to put these young people in the spotlight for 1 minute so you can meet them and you can learn about their business. So let's give it a round of applause for I just want to acknowledge their sportsmanship, I guess, for lack of a better word, and just living by example of what it looks like that when you lift others up, you are also lifted. So let's bring Brush Bestie to the stage.
Loren, we're on right now. The competition is running early. We need to get on stage.
Allie, what? And I look like this? My makeup bag is so messy and I can't even begin to find the right brushes to even start getting ready.
Don't worry, Loren. I know just what you need. This revolutionary 4-in-1 retractable makeup brush is glamorizing the makeup industry.
Whoa, that is so cool. It's convenient, easy to use, and portable.
Brush Bestie is perfect for makeup users who are in need in that emergency lifesaver, but always want to look their best.
That's fantastic. A makeup brush that doubles as a friend. Where can I buy one?
Well, currently, we're still in the prototyping stage and working on finalizing our design before we pursue manufacturing. And we're also in the process of obtaining a design patent.
That's so cool. How long till it comes to market?
Well, actually, our biggest setbacks at the moment are funding and manufacturing. That's why we gotta make it to this pitch. The people need a Brush Bestie. Come on, let's go.
Thank you, South by Southwest EDU, and thank you, WIT, for this amazing opportunity. We'd be happy to talk to anyone after the competition's over. Wait up, Allie.
So they have, that was actually like the best kind of like commercial break. I didn't even know what their presentation was going to be. So that was wonderful. It was like a skit. So I know a little bit about the product that I do want to share with all of you, that it is a 4-in-1. Do you remember those pens? Maybe some of those still use them, that have like the red, the blue, the green, the black option, like you would push down. Very similarly designed to that, but with 4 makeup brushes. So they've been working on their prototype, so please go talk to them so that you can actually see it in person. Like I said earlier in this show, that our friend Charles Choice, that is partnered, well, he runs the Do-Or-Dier Foundation along with Rob Deerdeck, couldn't be here today because he injured himself in a pickup basketball game. And he can't travel, and he knows that I'm saying that, and that's fine. He texted me because he told me this. He's like, congrats on such an amazing event. I've been locked in on the live stream. And all the participants have done a fantastic job presenting. It's encouraging to see students work on their projects that are near and dear to their heart. Really wish I could be there, but so happy for all the participants. We're so grateful to the people that have helped make this event possible, the Do-Or-Dier Foundation. They actually do what I'm very grateful for as a nonprofit organization. They fund entrepreneurship programs for those who are underrepresented and underestimated. So we're grateful to them. We're also grateful to Diamond Challenge. We have a representative of Diamond Challenge here with us today. Felicia, just want to raise your hand so people can talk to you. And I can't see it in the lights. What's the time? 10 minutes. Okay, perfect. I have to just own it. I couldn't see it. And so please talk to Felicia about the Diamond Challenge. A lot of our young entrepreneurs participate in their challenge, and it's a very valuable experience. We're also really grateful to Uncharted Learning for coming on board and supporting this event here today. And they are doing really impactful work in the schools, working directly with the students in the high schools and helping them with their businesses and helping them get their ideas out into the world. So we're very grateful to them. I just want to also say I'm incredibly grateful to Kayla, who works at South by Southwest EDU, who has helped make this event possible, and also Greg for being such an amazing team member to work with on this event. And I think it's time, if I'm correct, to watch our video from Charles. Does that sound right behind the scenes? There we go.
Hey everyone at South by Southwest. My name is Charles Choice, and I'm from the Do-Or-Dier Foundation. It's a pleasure to join you all virtually for this amazing event. Unfortunately, I can't be there with you all today in person because I'm currently in LA recovering from a torn Achilles. But as many of you know, pivoting is all a part of the game. So here I am connecting with you virtually. I want to first congratulate all the participants for the fantastic work that they've done to land them here today, both building out their businesses and refining their pitches along the way. I've had such an amazing time today watching everything, and I'm absolutely blown away by the stuff that I've seen. But just the fact that you're here, today is a true testament to the immense potential that you have as creators. And I promise you that this is just the very beginning and what will prove to be a very rewarding journey for you all. The Do-Or-Dier Foundation is extremely proud to be co-sponsoring this event and providing the $1,000 prize. We firmly believe that developing an entrepreneurial mindset is a critical tool that allows people to thrive, not just in business, but in life. And that's why we partner with and support organizations like WIT that teach and empower entrepreneurs who are historically underrepresented and underestimated. For young people in particular, you all hold the keys to the future, and the world is literally a blank canvas for you. As you approach business and life, always be sure to ground everything in your vision and your core values as an individual. Don't ever fall into the trap of believing that success is just the end goal, because when you ground yourself in your vision and your core values, you'll feel greatly fulfilled at every stage of the pursuit. So with that said, I wish you all good luck today, but really just sit in the feeling of what you've already accomplished. Thank you so much for giving it all that you have, and I really look forward to following your journeys along the way. With that said, I'll pass it back to Sarah to announce the winner.
All right. We tried to make it look like it was live. Thanks, Charles, in Los Angeles. Okay, so we do have a winner. I did want to, before we announce the winner, I did want to give Kylie, do you want to come up here so I can just give you a shout out? Because I'm proud of you for how you've done as a teen entrepreneur and a teen co-host. Can we give her a round of applause? And if they want to learn more about your business, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at freeroamingco, and you can also talk to me after this event. And Miss H, how can people find out about WIT and learn more about it?
Oh, at doing_wit or doingwit.org. Thanks for asking. Okay, so now it's time to announce the winner. Do you know who the winner is already?
I do.
Okay, I'm like, okay, gotta build it up a little bit. Okay, so you know who it is.
Yes.
Okay, I think it's very important that the teen entrepreneur announce the winner of the teen entrepreneur competition. Are you okay with that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. So do we want to bring everybody, do we want to do this? Can we do this however we want to do it? Okay. That's how I like to work. I want to, because I do feel, and I think that they would agree with me, all of our young people, that we've gotten pretty close over this last, these months together. And we've talked a lot about what winning looks like and all the different wins that they've had along the way. So I'd love to bring everybody up on stage together, and then we can announce the winner as a group and obviously applaud that person, but also applaud all of you for being part of it. And yes, Brush Bestie, you're coming up too. All right, come on up. And get on either sides of us. And get you have the award? Yes. Okay, perfect. I love these. They're so cool. Oh my God, it's like you feel it. I'm feeling the anticipation. It's okay, let's make some room. I know we're all a little nervous, but let's scooch down a little bit. Are we good? Let's get everybody on here so everybody has their moment on stage. Can we squeeze a little bit more? What a good-looking group of people, young entrepreneurs, looking so good. Okay, are we all on here? Are we feeling good? We're feeling seen? Make sure that you're seen. Make sure they can see you. Okay. All right. So, Kylie, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, all of the pitches were amazing today, but our winner is Team Awesome. So congrats to you guys. This is for you. Congrats.
Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Fantastic. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay, I wanted to get everybody on stage as well for the opportunity for you to see the faces of the young entrepreneurs that are going to be walking around South by Southwest EDU. Can you just raise your hand real quick if you'd be open to supporting these teen entrepreneurs or talking to them? Can you raise your hand in the audience? Look around. Look whose hand is up, whose hands are up. Those are people that I've said that they're open. Pay attention. Look. And go up to them. Take them up on that. They put their hand in the air. They want to talk to you. Thank you again to everybody watching at home. Thank you for being here today. Do you want to say, I guess you should say something.
I want to say thank you. I guess to you.
Do you want to thank your parents?
Yes,
watching?
My parents for bearing with me, having to come all the way over here from California, and also you, Miss Swit, for
You're welcome, sweetie.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I want to thank everybody who's come out to listen to us, and I want to thank my partner Anshul as well for all the support that we've had along the way.
All right, everybody, go do it.
Miss Wit.